for this speed panel, basically each of the different panelists, they're going to have 5 minutes to answer a series of questions. We have Lisa here who's going to be leading it for us to give us a little bit more information. And I guess since you have your book up here as we're waiting for the seats, do you want to tell us about your book that you have?
So the Bad Bitch Business Bible is now a global bestseller. It's been translated into Arabic, Ukrainian, Croatian, and it was really born from my own experiences as a perfectionist, people-pleasing, good girl who got into the Ivy Leagues, got a straight A student. I was a 4-time U.S. national champion and Hall of Fame gymnast, and I realized pretty quickly the moment I entered into the business world that the good girl gets the coffee and the bad bitch gets the bag. And that's really what my mission is, to help more women break free of playing small and questioning their own worth and unapologetically stepping into their power and commanding their value in every room that they step into. So get it for your daughters and your wives and all the powerful women in your life. Right. I'm very excited to bring on this next panel on investment trends in AI, technology, robotics, blockchain, art, and more. We have a very diverse panel of investors today, and each of them are investing in technologies that are revolutionizing industries in ways that we could barely imagine a decade ago. And so the question that we're facing today as investors is not just how to invest in these innovations, but also how to stay ahead of the curve. And so we have experts today who are going to talk all about that. And the way we're going to do this panel is that everyone is going to get 5 minutes to introduce themselves, share what they're investing in, how they're staying ahead of the curve, and leave you with $1 million insight so you can really grow your own portfolio. So I will pass it to the first gentleman to my left.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. John Bowens. The name of the company is Equity Trust Company. For those of you that aren't familiar, you may have heard of the concept or the term self-directed IRA or self-directed solo 401k. That's what we do. That's what we've been doing since 1974, when the company was founded by an entrepreneur by the name of Dick Desich, and he's widely known as the pioneer of this whole concept of being able to use an IRA, 401k, or other retirement plan to invest in alternative assets. He started off in real estate, and then now we do everything from holding privately held company stock for individual IRA investors, private equity, venture capital, cryptocurrency. We have a proprietary crypto trading platform, and then, of course, traditional public assets as well. So we like to call it the universal IRA, which is a equity trust term, which means you can hold both public and private market investments. And when I say private market investments, some of the big shops or firms out there will hold alternative assets, but some of them will make it a very bureaucratic process, and some of them won't hold the types of alternative assets that you see folks offering or presenting within this audience. Those are the types of alternative assets or hard to value assets that we will hold. Real estate syndications, venture capital funds, private equity funds, and such. I look at this maybe through a little bit different lens than some of the other colleagues that are on this panel. I look at this through the lens as a trust company or as a custodian. And this is something, again, we've been doing since 1974. So when we talk about AI, when we talk about blockchain, when we talk about some of these other interesting asset classes, I have the unique privilege of being able to look at this through the lens as a trust company and seeing where individual consumer investors are investing their retirement dollars, their IRA rollovers, their Roth IRAs, even their HSAs. We have a heavy concentration within the real estate syndication space. That's one of the reasons why we're at this conference and we continue to come back to this conference, is because we are introduced to individuals that are raising capital for real estate projects or other opportunities as well. And we can help those individuals through providing education, through providing the platform, through the personnel, through our systems to encourage their clients to invest with IRA dollars in their opportunities. And so at the end of the day, that's what we do. I will give just a couple interesting statistics for those of you that are raising capital or are out there looking for investors. In terms of IRAs, there's over 14, actually over 15 now trillion dollars in IRAs. When I started in this business nearly 20 years ago, that number was like 3 trillion, over 15 trillion. So there's a huge marketplace for it now. There's over 40 trillion when you account for 401ks, pensions, defined benefit plans, And obviously, as people are getting older, they're unlocking their 401ks, and the natural progression is to roll those funds over into an IRA, hopefully a self-directed IRA. Nearly 50% of retirement accounts are locked away in mutual funds. Yet you'll find statistically, survey after survey after survey, there's mountains of evidence that support that everyday investors are looking for alternative investment options. In fact, when you think about the millennial generation, I wouldn't be talking about this 15 years ago, but the millennial generation, those that are in the very beginning stages, they're in their mid-40s now. They're in some of their highest income years, and they have access to their 401ks and other retirement plans. And over a third of those individuals have alternative assets or cryptocurrency in their portfolio, and they believe in alternative assets. So I think there's a huge opportunity out there. That's why I'm incredibly bullish, why I'm still within the Equity Trust organization. We now have over 500 associates. We do business all across the country, and we work with individuals that want to invest in alternative assets. There was something mentioned about $1 million idea or $1 million opportunity. I'll give you one example in terms of AI as it was presented on this panel. I have a client, I just yesterday, she funded a private stock investment. She had a Roth IRA with another financial institution. She went to that financial institution and said, hey, I want to invest in this private stock in this AI-based cybersecurity company. And they said, no, you can't do that with us. So she transferred the account to Equity Trust into a self-directed Roth IRA. She has well over 30 years in the cybersecurity space, so she's investing as a passive investor in this opportunity with her Roth IRA. All of her gains will be 100% tax-free in the Roth IRA. So that's the $1 million idea. The Roth IRA is the single most powerful tool that I know of from a tax efficiency perspective, and every investor can have one. And that's something that myself and my team can help out with. We do have a booth out in the exhibit hall. My two colleagues, Brad and Adam, are with me. Just come see us. We're happy to help you understand how we can help educate your clients with respect to using IRAs as you're raising capital.
Thank you so much. All right, great conversation about RIA. And up next, Dr. Yasser Gubami.
I'm MD, PharmD, double degree. I'm a private investor and also consultant to other investors. I have a strong focus on healthcare technology and innovation. What I typically invest in, I'm going based on the questions on the panel questions. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Okay. I primarily invest in health technology, AI, and software solutions that can enhance patient care and streamline medical workflows. My previous focus was on technologies that improve the diagnostics and treatment outcomes in otolaryngology, head and neck surgery, particularly for tinnitus and hearing loss. We developed a couple of softwares at UCI Medical Center, which are now got approval from FDA. So we are recruiting patients and helping patients with tinnitus. In case you don't know what is tinnitus, it's ringing in the ears. Also the patients with hearing loss. So these treatments, new treatments, they are web-based protocols. Our patients can have access through their website and applications to that protocols, and it has a 85 to 90% success rate, which is a great improvement in treatment of tinnitus and hearing loss. So that was my previous projects. Currently, I'm trying to explore, because I got a pharmacy degree recently, PharmD, and I'm trying to explore individualized medicine and treatments based on genetics, pharmacological and environmental factors for patients. So now my preferred investment structure is to have a strategic collaboration with some startups and companies, and also direct investment in some of those companies, which align with my vision of transforming healthcare through technology, especially AI. And the The type of investment I'm looking now is, as I mentioned, is AI-driven solutions and digital health platforms that can provide personalized treatment pathways for patients and to enhance clinical decision-making and bridge the gaps in the specialty care. It doesn't matter what the specialty. It can be like ENT, head and neck surgery, or other specialties. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned is that successful healthcare investments are not just about cutting-edge technologies. They require a deep understanding of real clinical needs and seamless integration into existing healthcare system. It means that a great idea without clinical adoption is just an idea. There are too many ideas, but whoever implement efforts to accomplish those ideas, that person is successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And next we have Jeff Hummel, who is now a general partner at Excite, formerly Old Parkland Capital, talking to us about some very exciting high-frequency.
Pun intended. Yes, and if I could promote the Bad Bitch Bible, I got a signed copy for my wife in the Miami conference, and she read it and loved it. So if you would like to become a bad bitch, I can highly recommend through my wife that is a great book to do it. And I'll probably say something that most people up here won't say is, since my partner was up here 15 minutes ago that gave a pretty thorough understanding of what we do, I probably won't use my whole 5 minutes. But I guess my perspective from what we're doing at Excite, so an exciton is a molecule that is created in the quantum process. And so that's where we get the name Excite from, outside the fact that we're just excited about what we're doing in the quantum realm. And that looks, from my perspective, from an investor and an investee perspective, the quant fund that we have at Excite Capital is just that. It is a generative AI quantitative analysis fund that trades in the international Forex and CFD markets. I'm not sure, we were talking a little bit before this, that people may be not familiar with the CFD markets or the international foreign exchange market. And to put it in perspective, it's a decentralized market, and on a banner day, I believe Wall Street trades, and I'm not a Wall Street guy, so forgive me if my numbers are a little off, but I think it's the $12 to $15 billion on a banner day would be traded in the New York Stock Exchange. In the CFD and the foreign exchange market, you're looking at about $7.5 trillion, from $5 to $7.5 trillion a day liquidity in that market. So when you're looking at high frequency trading, which is what we do in capturing that market, I can just tell you any bucket that you dip into a $7.5 trillion daily volume is very profitable. Now that we've got the technology that can take up to 1 million trades an hour, we're processing data every 0.45 nanoseconds. We've got some incredible liquidity partners, but the whole thing about our process is that we are predicting the future and not basing our trades on historical data. And I know that sounds a little bit ridiculous to say we're predicting the future, but if we had a gentleman standing on the left side of the stage and a gentleman standing on the right side of the stage, and they were throwing a ball back and forth, generally by the time, the way that guy winds up and throws the ball before it gets to this side, you're going to be able to make a probabilistic decision while that ball is in flight. Is it going to make it to the guy standing on the other side? And that's really the most dumbed down version I can give to stay out of the technical analysis, is that we use the Hamiltonian model and all the things that Nida was talking about to create a velocity and a trajectory model that through volume and pricing in this very liquid market can determine how far that trade is going to go, whether it's going long or short. But we have very, very good results in predicting, and we can take trades in microseconds, not even milliseconds, because we're processing data in nanoseconds. So that is on. So for that side, we are an investee. We are a general partnership, limited partnership type of model. We have limited partners that invest alongside of us in these funds. The general partners share in those funds as we start funds all over the world. Now, from an investee standpoint, I believe that we are in the next great pick and shovel opportunity. And I think the things that maybe people are not seeing right now, I don't know, the oil and gas guy a second ago was talking about how much energy is used in AI. Everybody's starting AI businesses. Everybody and their grandfather is starting AI businesses, just like everybody was wandering into the desert to get their gold strike. And a lot of people died in the desert. Some people hit it, some people died. But the guy that made money every single time was selling the picks and the shovels. And I think that our quantum side, we are building quantum as a service in data centers. That is the infrastructure to the next big thing. And so we do have people that are investing in our quantum technology development. By the year 2040, 40% of the power generated in the United States is going to go to generative AI. Today, that number is 2%. So we're looking at a 15-year span going from 2% to 40% without an infrastructure in place to support that. So there's going to be a breakdown somewhere in between here and there. And so what we're building and investing right now and taking investments for is building out this quantum technology, which I think is going to take us into the next generation.
Very exciting stuff. And definitely go talk to Jeff because he's very knowledgeable in the space. All right, up next, James Nazarov. He has a keen focus on contemporary art and blockchain technology. And so he's a high risk, high reward approach kind of guy, and also great fashion sense, great choice of accessories today.
Thank you.
James, take it away.
So I woke up this way, so it just happened.
Weren't you the Wolf of Wall Street?
That's the other guy. Okay. But I will say, Jeff, thank you very much. I'm feeling the pressure now of having to follow someone talking about quantum technology and everything. So, but I am the art guy, and my family, we're based out in Brooklyn, New York. We invest into art and crypto because, very, very risk-averse fields. And we love our peaceful nights where we get plenty of sleep and don't have to worry about anything. We were looking to invest into out-of-the-box thinkers. And we like people who are in existing industries but are innovating new solutions for them. So in the art market, a lot of people just purchase artwork from artists. They think of artists that they just produce this asset, it'll go up in value, you'll sell it one day, you'll flip it, but artists are so much more than that. There's so much that you can just leverage out of their IP, out of their likeness, who they are, the relationships that they build. And we like to find these artists, educate them about how much power they have, and then work with them to do these sort of innovative structures where everyone's making a lot of money and having a lot of fun in the process. And the types of investments we're looking for now outside of art and crypto, there's no topic in particular, but we like to say in the family that we're happy to allocate into obsession. So we're looking for founders and managers who you meet them, they speak to you, and you're like, this person has to do this. And we feel that obsession will win over skill and talent. Over the long term, it certainly enhances those two factors. And with artists, if you look around today at some of the most valuable artists on the market, you probably wouldn't say they're the most talented artists you've ever seen, but they are obsessed with what they're doing. They're obsessed with the game, the industry, understanding the rules of it and how it works. And that's why they're excelling far more than their talent could ever get them. And the number one insight, so what I've learned from just my life experiences and from my father, is the greatest asset that I could ever invest into, that I've inherited, that I will pass down, is my family name and the reputation that is attached to it. So wealth is not always synonymous with power and influence. One without the other could make the other hollow. Invest in opportunities that are not just going to expand your wealth, but expand your influence in the world. And be of service to others, especially when you have asymmetrical knowledge in an industry. We try to educate artists when they're starting out and let them know what type of world they're entering so that they have the best possible advantage navigating it. Be of service to others, and act in ways that would make you proud of how your name is spoken in rooms you're not in. And if you do that, the best opportunities in the world will find you.
Great. You have a couple more minutes, and I actually have a quick question for you. You talked about obsession. What is the fine line between obsession and delusion, especially when it comes to artists?
We buy into a lot of delusion. We've doubled down into it. We find artists early on in their careers, they still don't know like what they're doing. Their best work is ahead of them, but there's something that makes you feel like, yes, I have to get in now. I have to buy. We buy work that we don't necessarily like at the time, but that artist needs to eat. They need to buy supplies. They need to pay their rent. And if we can help them, there's an opportunity for them to change the world. So I don't know where the line is, but as long as I have the resources and the comfort to take the chance, I will.
Awesome. Love that. Okay, next, who is the founder of Avid Now Medical, the world's first AI and augmented reality-driven patient journey platform that reduces the cost of healthcare by 65%. He is also an accomplished entrepreneur, investor, and CEO who has created and led high-growth results for several tech companies. James, take it away.
Thanks. So I've been in the high technology field for 30 years. AI over just the past few years has come up and has been the rage, and it's still raging, quite frankly. But when you start looking at it, I think the majority of people are out there saying, I must use AI to help my business. But how? So in each one of these areas, we have companies that are coming up to revolutionize a specific area. And what I do, I have 3 hats that I wear. I'll kind of talk through each one. I look for people who understand their area in extreme detail such that it can train an AI to actually revolutionize that space. So I have a family office. I invest mainly in healthcare tech and fintech. So that's hat number 1. Hat number 2 is Avid Now Medical. We use artificial intelligence to automate the medical encounter. Now, how I got doing that is a little bit of an interesting story. I started out in my previous life, I had the opportunity to run a $1 billion business in self-driving vehicle technologies. Now in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, when I was doing this, Elon was telling everyone self-driving is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and it's year after year. But everyone here in Los Angeles uses Waymo. They see it. They feel it. Self-driving vehicles is a reality. Took 10 years. I drive a most recent Tesla, and that self-driving vehicle is awesome. I block the camera, and I can go to sleep in Phoenix, where I live, and the car will drive me to the next charging station without me ever touching it. So that took the true visionary of Elon. Well, now in medicine, after we sold that business and I retired, I started looking at what else I was going to do. And healthcare seemed broken, so I figured, okay, well, why not? And as I joke often, that's the famous last words of most health tech founders, right? I mean, it's a tough business, which I have come to learn. But I started digging into it, and what I realized is that most healthcare practices actually don't make much money. And the value of the practice itself is not in the business. The value is in the patient list. Then when I analyzed, doing a time and motion study, exactly where people were spending their time inside that medical practice, racking the costs up, not only for the patients, insurance companies, governments, but also for the doctors themselves, what you notice is that physicians were spending 70% of their time doing things that have nothing to do with their medical licensure. And if we have any physicians in the room, you lived this, and you're probably looking to retire because you hate it. What we did is automate everything except the decision. And if the physician is left to make the decision, the term called working at the top of your license, then you can actually revolutionize healthcare, cut cost by 65%, eliminate the shortage in medical practitioners overnight. So why doesn't everyone adopt it? That is a whole different longer story that I'm not going to do in the last minute. But those are the type of businesses that I want to invest in. What are you revolutionizing such that you are eliminating the waste, you're pulling away all of the activities except the actual human part that matters? My last hat, I'd love to hear the AI trading stories. I'm a general partner in a hedge fund which uses artificial intelligence to trade in the options and futures markets. We are not high-speed trading by any means, but we are predicting where the market will move within about a 2-week window. And we buy and trade options and futures based off of those predictions. We got great returns for 3 years in a row. We are over 100% return. And then we had a very bad year last year. So I'd love to say it was low risk, but it's not. So what that means with my last 17 seconds is if you are an expert in a specific field and you know how to automate it, come and talk to me.
Great. Thank you so much. And last, and certainly not least, a Renaissance man who has been worked in various industries, including entertainment, media, academia, nonprofit, biotech, and investment management. Today, James is the Chief Commercial Officer at Bequest, a renowned private asset management company.
Thank you, Lisa. All the Jameses decided to sit on this side, so
This is a James panel,
I'm
50%.
last side of the James. But thank you so much for having me to the Family Office Club. Great group of people. Thank you, Richard. This is actually my fourth event, first one on the West Coast. Lisa does a phenomenal job, by the way, from a branding perspective. If you have a chance to chat with her about your family office, or if you're running a fund, she'll give you great feedback on your messaging and branding. So great job, Lisa. I'll just do you guys a panel comment. I sort of work in various areas with these folks. So Equity Trust, we've sent a number of investors your way. They do a phenomenal job as custodial. Doc, I think I have tinnitus, so that ringing, so we need to chat about that. I think it was too many late nights at a Latin club growing up. But anyways, Jeff, kind of what Ray was talking about, we're investing in energy parks down in Texas, the data, the energy arbitrage, we're seeing opportunities there. James, on the artist side, I'm a failed actor. I don't know, I was cast on Hang Time. I was actually out here in my early 20s. I'm now 50, and so I had a chance to walk around over the weekend, and I actually worked over at the Cannon Theatrical Productions, which is off Cannon in Wilshire, and they sort of plowed that whole thing over and they built that beautiful hotel. It used to be an amazing mid-sized theater, actually. We produced Vagina Monologues, Bill Graham Presents, all these wonderful plays. So I kind of had this mixed emotion over there. And then my agency was Epstein, Wyckoff, Corsa Ross, which was off Beverly and Gregory Way, and I actually took the elevator up to the 4th floor. And it's just weird when you're older and you go back to a place, it always seems smaller. And I was so terrified because everyone, as an actor, you're always being told no. And so, Lisa, your question of obsession over delusion, I think it takes delusion at first as an artist to go for it, but then you've got to be obsessed and believe in yourself until someone says yes. So when I got cast with Hang Time, I was so excited, and then 3 episodes later, we were canceled. So anyways, I moved on, 20 years in pharma. So James, to your point of saving in healthcare, I would love to see a lot of disruption in the healthcare arena. I think that'd be phenomenal. So anyways, to my panelists, but yeah, I'm just with Bequest, we're 90 million in assets under management. We own half of that. And then we do take on investor capital. We have Reg D, Reg CF, nice comment on the CF. We also have Reg A, so going back to Roth IRAs, I hope as firms out there, you look at Reg A, it can beef up your Reg D, but also offers up investment opportunities to everyone. We specialize in real estate and energy. Given the panel focus, energy parks, this is where we're going. We see energy arbitrage, especially in Texas. It's a great state. 4 cents on the dollar, we can sort of sell it at 8 cents. A lot of AI, blockchain technology companies we service. And what we have found is it's been able to cash flow much greater than just our real estate. We do a lot of mortgages, commercial real estate. So we can bump our yields and then diversify as well. And then me, I guess as an investor, I guess I believe in Ray Dalio's non-correlation, so I invest in all things across the asset mix. As an angel, early stage venture capital, you're looking at sort of an AI pitch. I think it's tough as an investor. Anybody who says they got it figured out, I don't know. I mean, Bill Gates was sort of talking about he's excited and terrified all at the same time. I lean back on the thing that my angel group knows, which is you're looking for IP, you're looking for the operator. Do you have a moat? Can you protect it? It's really hard when you're in the room. I mean, everybody's pitching an AI solution. A lot of things are getting commoditized really quickly. So how do you do the math on that? I guess we're actually, I'm sorry, I'm based out of Sarasota, Florida, by the way, currently. And we're building sort of a studio for entrepreneurs that want to start up AI and tech companies in our area. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're looking to start a business and need some support, we are investing in that area. We are looking more for niche AI solutions. We believe deep learning models is the way to go. Relating back to my pharma years, I think of like 92% of the prescriptions that are generic. There's about 8% that are branded, and that's where the margins and the profits are, whether you believe in that model or not. But we kind of see that deep niche as the way to sort of deploy some capital into some AI solutions. So thanks, Lisa.
Thank you very much. So as you can see, we have a very rich group and diverse investment opportunities here on the panel, a lot of knowledge. And so thank you, gentlemen, for sharing everything today. And obviously go find them outside, talk to them about their investments, and let's everyone give them a big round of applause.
If you are a founder, raising capital, developing real estate, or you're an investor, we'd love for you to get involved in the Family Office Club. I've run this community for 18 years now. We've hosted 300 live events. We have 17 million social media group members and followers. We have the #1 YouTube channel on family offices. We have the #1 most popular podcast on family offices. You can learn more about us and our membership options at familyoffices.com. We have 30 in-person events planned in 2026 and another dozen events this year. Please go to familyoffices.com to learn more.